Well, well, well. It's that time again. It is Saturday night, y'all. We made it. We'll find out once we get going what kind of shape we made it all in, but we made it. That's the important part. We are here, and we are ready to get nerdy. So, and we got a lot to talk about. Holy crap. Got a lot to talk about. We got Star Wars stuff to talk about. Lucas supported Disney. Got the Acolyte poster and trailer. This week's episode of Bad Batch. And then on the Marvel side, we have the most beautiful thing they've put out. Period. In quite some time. Be it cinematic feature or Disney Plus feature. We are talking about X-Men 97. Holy crap. So, now that you know what we got going on, grab yourself that cup with your sip. Put a flame to the end of your smoke. Ease on back and relax. Get ready. Hit the like button. And prepare for the nerdiness, because this is the Saturday Night Chill. Hello there and welcome to this little basement of mine. How is everybody? Welcome to your Saturday night. Welcome chat. Welcome lurkers. Hit the like button. Please and thank you. May as well hit subscribe too, because, you know, you'll see the fun and you'll be glad you did. Speaking of chat, hello chat. What's up, Brooke? Rob, Alan, Quest, long time no see. David, long time no see. No, I I was on over on Sidetrack little I don't know, hour and a half ago. Just for a quick little chat. So David was in the chat, obviously, and Quest was on screen. So yeah, it's good times, right, Rob? Fuck yeah. So, how we all doing? Well, I really can't say again, but it makes me want to fucking buy comics. So how is everybody? It's been a fun week, Griff, what's happening? Yeah, it's been a pretty fun week news-wise. Other than that, it was just kind of a week. At least on this side of the microphone. But how are you all? How was your week? How was the beginning to your weekend today? Beat up. Oh, and yeah, I know you're probably fucking exhausted, dude. I already know about your week. Traveling the great state of Texas. That's what you were doing. You were traveling the great state of Texas. Weekend's going all right, Brooke? Yeah, I'm doing all right tonight. I'm doing pretty okay. It's nice to have a lot to talk about. That always helps. And it's nice to have awesomeness to actually talk about. I'm kind of hyped just on that, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, Star Wars is still going to trigger me, but I'm like very stoked to have awesomeness to talk about. Said awesomeness, of course, being in the form of X-Men 97. It goes on. I'm gonna have to start. Start expanding my my horizons. Unfortunately, I was trying for a specific area of work that I've really been wanting to get into, but it is not panning out. So I am unfortunately going to kind of have to go back to same old, at least for a minute. Yeah, I've heard good things, Brooke, about three-body problem. I haven't really looked it up, but I heard that's like an astronomical, like an astrophysics reference. And yeah, Invincible, I just got to fucking watch. That's just all there is to it. I just got to fucking watch that. Whew. Do a little something here. Oh shit, that's lower than I wanted. Let's go there. There we go. So, yep. Much to discuss this evening, folks. Much to discuss. I'm telling you right now, I'm saving X-Men 97 for last because I want to end on a high note this evening, literally and figuratively. So, and of course that means we must first discuss Star Wars. Hi, babe. Good. How are you? Beat? Yeah. But thank you for the nachos. All right. Begrudge me not speaking to my wife, mofos. So, but yeah, we'll begin with the Star Wars. We'll get all triggered, and then we'll talk about X-Men 97. and we'll feel better. And then we'll leave this evening stream, or very early morning for my friends across the pond over there, and we'll all feel better about life at that point. We'll have, if not forgotten, been able to cover the Star Wars conversation in the glory of the X-Men 97. So, to begin, an interesting happened earlier. An interesting thing happened earlier this week. As I'm pretty sure we all are at least minorly familiar with, there's been some power plays happening on the Disney board. Nelson Peltz and Ike Perlmutter's Tryon Group are trying to buy some seats on the board. I almost said buy seats on the council. I've been watching medieval shit lately. Fuck off. Anyway, they're trying to muscle their way onto the board, and of course, Iger wants no part of that. And while I am quite not happy with a lot of things Iger has done, Nelson Peltz and Ike Perlmutter would be an unmitigated fucking disaster. So, it's kind of a devil you know thing for me. So, and turns out George Lucas also supports the IG. And of course, when this came out, many people were triggered. But let's see what the full article has to say, shall we? This cometh from Variety. Like Tuesday, this broke. The headline is as follows: George Lucas backs Disney board and CEO Bob Iger amid proxy fight. Creating magic is not for amateurs. The filmmaker who sold Lucasfilm to Disney in 2012 is the media company's largest individual shareholder, as an individual person, not just an entity like an investment group. Those are not an individual, I don't think. If someone knows more about that shit, please correct me, but I think an individual shareholder as a person is different than like a holding company that holds shares. But I could be wrong, but that's what I think is the case. Star Wars mastermind, George Lucas. Now that is probably the most accurate statement you could make. He was definitely the mastermind. Other aspects of his involvement can be and have been debated, but his status as the mastermind of Star Wars is unassailable. Star Wars mastermind George Lucas, Disney's largest individual shareholder, has come out with a statement supporting Disney's board and CEO Bob Iger, urging Mouse House investors to reject bids by two activist investor groups to take seats on the media company's board. Creating magic is not for amateurs, Lucas said in a statement released Tuesday. When I sold Lucasfilm just over a decade ago, I was delighted to become a Disney shareholder because of my longtime admiration for its iconic brand and Bob Iger's leadership. Yeah, unfortunately, you also had admiration for Kathleen Kennedy's leadership, and look where that got us. Anyway, Lucas continued, when Bob recently returned to the company during a difficult time, I was relieved. No one knows Disney better. I remain a significant shareholder because I have full faith and confidence in the power of Disney and Bob's track record of driving long-term value. I have voted all of my shares for Disney's 12 directors and urge other shareholders to do the same. Under Iger, Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012 for $4 billion, a deal under which Lucas received 37.1 million Disney shares. Lucas, who had founded the company in 1971, has an estimated net worth of $7.9 billion per the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. He is Disney's largest individual shareholder, according to sources familiar with the company. At Disney's 2024 annual shareholders meeting to be held virtually April 3rd, let's write that shit down because The Twitx going to go nuts at some point that day. Investors will vote on rival board candidate slates. Disney's own 12-member lineup. Nelson Peltz's Trian Partners 2 nominees, Peltz and ex-Disney CFO Jay Russell, or 3 from investment firm Blackwell's Capital. Peltz, for one, has argued that Disney stock has underperformed the market and that the company needs to adopt and execute more urgent strategies to drive sustained and profitable growth. Lucas's comment that creating magic is not for amateurs may be a reference to Disney's point that Peltz has admitted that he has no media experience. The filmmaker's statement comes as Disney has won other supporters in the board fight. On Monday, independent proxy voting advisory firm Glass Lewis issued a report recommending Disney shareholders vote for the Disney's 12 director nominees. Last month, grandchildren of Walt Disney and his brother Roy O. Disney, they really probably could have left the middle initial out because that just Roy O. Disney sounds Irish. Issued open letters criticizing the activist investors' campaigns, threatening to shake up the Disney board, and threw their support behind Iger and the current board. Disney has previously said it opposes the candidates nominated by Trian and Blackwell's as lacking, quote, the appropriate range of talent, skill, perspective, and or expertise, and urged shareholders to vote for its own 12 nominees. Disney last week released its strongest rebuttal to Peltz to date in a video that called the proxy fight being waged by Trian disruptive and destructive, and said Peltz's quest also seems more about vanity than a belief in Disney. Why else would he sell 500,000 Disney shares over the past 6 months in the middle of his proxy fight? Trian Partners controls some $3.5 billion worth of Disney stock, 79% of which, I'm assuming that, of just that $3.5 billion worth, is owned by ex-Marvel Entertainment chairman Ike Perlmutter, whom Disney has accused of harboring a long-standing personal grudge against Iger. So, where'd the statement go? There it is. All right, so there's our statement. I'm going to come back to full screen, but I'm keeping it up for reference. Boink. All right. Oh, Saber's in here. Nice. Welcome. How you doing? Cheers. Well, here's what I think about that statement. First of all, obviously those are not his words. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. That is definitely a professionally constructed and cleaned up statement and carefully worded statement done by the PR department or, somebody like that somewhere inside Lucasfilm. Now, make no mistake, while those words are not his, the sentiment is his, and he had to approve that puppy. So it's not like Disney just put that shit out without telling him or showing him. There's no fucking way. So whether or not that was exactly how George would put it, he allowed it to go out that way. And I don't think it's because he has a whole shit ton of confidence in Bob Iger. Let's make that clear right from jump. I don't believe for a minute he's like all, ooh, Bob, you're doing such a good job. Thank you. No, that is not the case. George is at where I am at. He ain't thrilled with Bob, but he knows Trian and Blackwell's would be an unmitigated disaster. So he says, well, they'll be worse. I own a lot of stock in these motherfuckers. So for my own personal finances and more creative peace of mind than these two would offer me, I hereby back the Bob. So That is why I am sure he is allowed that statement and therefore supporting Bob Iger. Because he's of the same devil you know mindset that I am. I mean, Perlmutter, when he was still at Marvel with power, Feige had to fight him tooth and nail just to get Black Widow. Perlmutter wanted an all-male Avenger team. That backwards fuck needs to be nowhere near Disney. And Peltz has never run a media company. Oh, thanks, Veeds. And Peltz has never run a media company or had any experience with a media company, so. Between Perlmutter's 1950s attitude bordering on fucking senility and Peltz's complete ignorance of media, yeah, Iger sucks less. Kind of reminds me of the last election. I didn't like either of those motherfuckers, but one sucked less than the other. Yeah, he's definitely been failing. At least in the Marvel part, Stan Lee's, he's also been turning it around, or starting to. The moon looks exactly like my Death Star tapestry Veeds. Fucking A! Well, it could be just reflection, but who cares? Put a pic in my Discord, bro. Or, somewhere in Josh's and just tell me where to find it. I can make a comparison right fucking here, right fucking now. That'd be sweet. So, now, why Iger is ignoring Lucasfilm and only talking about Marvel, I have absolutely no idea. The moon does spin, Stanley's, but the rate of its spin matches up to the point where we still only ever see the same face. There's literally a dark side of the moon that we have not seen except for a little bit when back in 69 when they walked around some. So, but yeah, there's literally the dark side of the moon. Its rate of spin is close enough to ours. I don't know. Go check out fucking God damn it, Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm sure he's got a video about it. By the way, that channel is pretty fucking awesome. He covers some cool subjects. My favorites are when he takes questions from his Patreon users. And some of his Patreon users get fucking deep into the astrophysics. I'm like, damn. Sometimes I've even seen it on his face. He's like, huh. I can call it the other side? I could call it the other side. Rob says, random tidbit. Mariah and I were watching YouTube and realized that James Comer looks like Hank Hill's dad. Oh, the Bruno Mars tune. I mean, I enjoy hearing his songs when they're on for the most part, but I'm not into Bruno Mars like that. James Comer looks like Hank Hill's dad. I must see this. Images. Okay. So there's James Comer. And now, oops. Oopsie. Spartan Hill. Come on. Here we go. He fucking does. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That's fucking hilarious. That is fucking hysterical, bro. Holy shit. That is amazing. Where's my mouse? There's my mouse. That's fucking amazing. Oh, God. Sabersmith, speaking of Lucasfilm, the other day I was coming out of the subway, and all of a sudden the Imperial March comes on. I look up, there's Vader in the Empire State Building. Pretty cool to see. Yeah, it was, I'm not sure if it was the whole thing, but the Star Wars TwitX showed, I'm pretty sure it had to be the whole thing, like a 2-minute long image montage that they're putting on the Empire State Building. And I'm glad you brought that up, because out of the entire montage that they put on Twitter at a minimum, there was only one image from the sequels, and it was Kylo Ren. I appreciated that. David B., isn't the dark side of the moon where aliens live? Yes. And aliens, the Inhumans, some Transformers crash landed there. Yeah, you're exactly right. Brooks says, thought the trailer for the new Aliens film looks cool. Oh, yes. Alien Romulus. Let's talk about that just for a quick second. Thanks, Brooke. I like me some Alien. I'm not like, you know, into the lore, but I do like me some Alien. And I saw that teaser the other day. And then I watched a couple, three YouTubers talk about it, and they were thinking a lot like I was thinking, and that teaser looked good. Like you those hallways and those hibernation pods, I mean, that totally looked like that was a ship that came off the exact same assembly line as the Nostromo from the original. That was awesome. And just to verify that, I watched Alien the other night, and yeah, they're dead ass with that shit. So that was encouraging. Yeah, just that little teaser, from what I saw, I think looks dope as shit. So I can't wait to get a full trailer on that puppy. But yeah, for as much as they showed, I'm pretty hype. Lunaology. What the fuck is the name for the study of the moon? It is an ology. I mean, Luna's one of the prefixes they use. Oh, let's try this. Boop. You ready? Selenology. Oh, you know why that is, Vito? We're spinning faster than the moon. So our angle on the moon is changing, but the side of the moon that faces us does not. Saw an ad on my Regal app that they are doing a 20-hour marathon. Oh, we're getting to that. We're getting to that. Yes, sir. We are getting to that. So, matter of fact, we'll do that next. But first, What are your thoughts on the Lucas statement? Are you pissed? Do you not care? Do you understand why? Do you not care why? Do you think he should never have supported them after what Iger's allowed been done to his franchise? What do you think? Oh, don't you worry, Quest. I'm totally willing to talk about that shit again. And again and again. That little teaser had me stoked. Lucas has it right. Saith Signor Napala. Pronounce it in the old way. The moon rotates, but it takes precisely as long for the moon to spin on its axis as it does to complete its monthly orbit around Earth. Okay, that's what it is. Thank you. I knew it was something like that, but I could not think of the exact... Well, I couldn't think of the exact that. So thank you for that, Quest. I was off, obviously. My explanation was off. That's the right one, but, I was on the right track, damn it. Leave me alone. George has sold up his opinion is irrelevant to you. Okay. The people clamoring for change have no idea about how to make entertaining movies or content. I think it's safe to say a vast majority of them don't. That's for sure. One or two of them might have a clue. Quest says, as a result, the moon never turns its back to us like a dancer circling. From Google. Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, I was wrong, but I was on the right track. I just kind of fell off it and bounced off some rocks that were not on the moon. Excuse me. Well, thank you for that, Quest. I appreciate the clarification. Actually, I really appreciate the clarification. Now I just have to try and remember it because I like to try and remember that shit. All right. The marathon. So a little while ago, I don't recall exactly, 3 weeks ago or so, maybe a month, give or take, roundabout, could be maybe. It was announced that to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, said movie was going to be released the weekend of May the 4th. Its actual release would be May 3rd. Friday night, May 3rd. And then, to combine, obviously, the awesomeness of May the 4th weekend with, the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace. Makes fucking sense, right? I was hyped. I was fixing to go see The Phantom Menace on the big screen for the first time since that motherfucker came out. I was happy. I was a happy Star Wars fan. And then the news came out the other day that it's not just going to be The Phantom Menace for the weekend. On May the 4th itself, they are going to do a 20-hour marathon of the complete Skywalker saga. Once. Now, I've seen a lot of people are stoked for a marathon. And I mean, we're fucking nerds. Who doesn't love a good marathon of nerdy shit? Right? Right. I mean, that makes sense. Here's the problem. One, instead of giving me one movie, the actual movie whose anniversary it is, for a weekend, I have to go park my ass in a movie theater for 20 hours, or at least schedule my day around the start of whichever movie or movies I want to see, and then go watch them or it, and if I miss it on that day, I'm fucked. Justin! My guy, what's happening? So, I think this idea is dumb as shit. The original idea of just dropping The Phantom Menace for the weekend was perfect. It's the 25th anniversary of The Phantom Menace. It's May the 4th weekend. You know, nice, clean, simple. And 3 days for us all to have a chance to watch it. But no! No, now it's got to be all 9 fucking movies, of which only 6 most of the fandom agrees on. And it's just for the day in one fucking marathon. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Why? What is the point? You know what that does? Fucks you out of 2 days of revenue. That's what it does. Just from a business standpoint, that's fucking stupid. Not to mention putting the most divisive movies out of the bunch at the very end at much more accessible times than much more popular ones, i.e. the first 3. Stupid. And then only having it for the day. You miss it on Saturday, you're done fucked. Original idea, you had Friday, Saturday, the 4th, obviously the big day, but obviously you also know every movie theater is going to be assholes and elbows anyway. So you could go Friday, Saturday, and, you know, if you had to miss those 2, you still had a chance for Sunday. You know what you get under Disney's plan? You only get Saturday. You get fucked! Just Saturday. That's what you get. Someone fucking clip that, please. I gotta learn how to do clips like what Josh does, because that one would have been epic. God damn it. But that's just how I feel. What do you guys think about the marathon? May the 4th be with us, that's for sure. Star Wars marathon would be cool. Same with the Lord of the Rings marathon. You know what? I'll even go so far as to say if they wanted to just do the prequels in a marathon, but still for the whole weekend, that would also be, you know, cool. You know, just leave it at that trilogy at the most. That'd been cool. I'd be down with that. That'd be tempting, even at my age. I could handle, you know, what would that be? 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 hours. Between 8 and 9 hours in a theater. So basically a work day. Yeah, I'd be all right with that. That'd be cool. Yeah, Lord of the Rings marathon, same deal. Oh, you didn't hear? You're only just now hearing, Jay? Oh, yeah. Quest says a remastered Phantom Menace with new CGI would have been cool. Yeah, I mean, George basically CGI'd the fuck out of those anyways. I don't know if new CGI would be required. Little polishing here and there would be cool. I think he already CGI'd over the puppet Yoda anyway, like years ago. So, Rob's a man. 20 years ago, I'd so do this. Yeah. Being below 30 would be very helpful for that endeavor, for sure. Brooks says, I prefer a marathon for the first 6 films. Sequels trilogy I can do without. if you're only doing it for one, I mean, I think that's the biggest kickers. They're only doing it the one day. That's like the biggest thing. And then on top of that, they're doing all 9 movies. So, you know, if you don't want to watch all 9 and you just want to watch certain ones, your day's fucked. And then you'll have, if Phantom Menace is the one you really want to see because that's the one whose anniversary it is, that's going to be the first one. You know how damn early you're going to have to be up or late from the night before, just juiced up on energy drinks and shit? It's going to be fucking nuts. Yeah, Jay Marathon. Instead of giving us Phantom Menace itself for the whole weekend, now we get the entire Skywalker saga, all 9, on Saturday the 4th. And that's all. That's it. All right, I'll start from the beginning. Let me just start from the beginning. Okay, so originally, an announcement came out that for the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, they were going to release the Phantom Menace itself in theaters for the weekend of May 4th. So starting Friday, May the 3rd, you know, through Sunday, May the 5th, and that's it. You get May the 4th weekend. But, you know, you get the whole weekend and to try and see just the one movie. Okay? So, a few days ago it came out that instead of doing that, they are now doing a marathon of all 9 movies, and they're only doing it on the 4th. So, we've gone from the movie whose anniversary it is by itself for an entire weekend to all 9 movies in one day, and that's it. Why are they doing that? Because they're goddamn stupid. That's why they're doing that. Because they're fucking morons. They're like my Detroit Lions for most of my life, consistently snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Oh, I'm not. Don't tell anyone, babe. I'm attempting showmanship. Anyway. But yeah, so I think it's fucking stupid. I don't like it. The original idea was epically better. So, there's that. Star Wars doing Star Wars things. Yeah. Oh, no. You want to hear the icing on the cake, Justin? Brace yourself. Sony is handling their Spider-Man anniversary better than Lucasfilm. You know why? Because they're releasing their 8 films 1 week at a time for a full week. Beginning Monday, April 15th. For 8 weeks. You get all 8 Spider-Man movies. And you get a whole week to try and catch the one or ones you want. David says, rather save my money than watch the films at a cinema with people talking and eating so I can hear the films. I mean, that's totally fair. But after the originals, 3 could not give a crap. Could chop the other 6 into a clip show. I mean, that's fair. Griff says, Dave was cool with this. It doesn't matter if Dave was cool with this as long as Kathleen was. Don't forget, Dave may be the head creative, but Kathleen still runs the whole show. Didn't they upscale them into IMAX? I think they did. I think they're going to be available in IMAX and, regular. It's not the point, Stanleys. But yeah, Justin, Sony's actually doing their Spider-Man anniversary. Well, technically it's the anniversary of Columbia, but they're handling their anniversary celebration better than Lucasfilm is. Sony's actually doing something right. Yeah, I said it. Sony's doing something right. I know. Fucking wild, but it's actually happening. So that's that one. Any last thoughts on that one before we move on to this week's episode of The Bad Batch? Anybody? Anybody at all? Excuse me for... Damn it. Come here, mouse. Excuse me for a second. Pardon me. Quest says, so we're getting closer to August, so any news on KK's contract finishing yet? Not a motherfucking peep. And I'm literally just now, it came to me that that decision will get made after the Acolyte after the Acolyte's run is complete. Because that's about when the Acolyte's going to get done. Because it's 8 episodes and it starts June 4th. So, hopefully, this time, if it bomb, she gone! But yeah, I don't think we're going to hear a peep until, at a minimum, till after the Acolyte's been out. Probably halfway. We're probably going to get 4 episodes of the Acolyte before we hear even a rumbling. Well, yeah. Well, I'm sure the rumor mill is probably already going. I'm sure the trusted scoopers and leakers will probably start dropping stuff around when the Acolyte comes out. But they will probably be dropping the grain of salt line like flower petals at a wedding. So I don't see anything even close to solid coming out till at least the Acolyte is half over. That is just my opinion, based on the things I've learned things I've learned about the business over the last couple of years of doing this little channel of mine. Which, by the way, we've cracked 170, at least for now. So, any new subscribers who either are watching now or are catching this on the replay, thank you so much for joining the community. I'm very glad to have you here. I hope you enjoy your time here. Watch everything, comment on everything, help me grow the channel. All that good shit. So, yeah, nothing now, and I don't see anything happen. I don't see any news happening, anything reliable, or even hints of reliability happening till July. Griff says, Crosshair slowly falling into the dad role. Yeah. I think Omega has him more into the role than he actually is in. But yeah, he's definitely on that path. He's basically taken Tech's spot in that as like the super specialized dude who's uncomfortable doing or talking about anything but their specialty. Like Tech ended up in that dad role there, and then they dropped him off the cliff. And so now Crosshair is taking over in the awkward pseudo dad role. And again, I feel like Omega has much more of a dad view of, or much more of a view of him being a dad than he does of himself anywhere near that role. Let's move on to my favorite incarnation of You Better Not Kill the Dog show with clones. Hey, Batcher's fucking cute, dude. Eat a dick. I would love to have Batcher as a pet. Fuck all your regular dogs. David says, yep, KK going to be the new showrunner on the new Stargate show. You shut your mouth! How dare you put that into the universe? Ooh. Bad, David. That is awful. I'm fucking telling on you, ass. I'm telling Jay tomorrow. But yeah, seriously, bro, that's fucked up. Oh, Quest, I'm blanking on that reference right now. I can almost hear it in my head, but I can't hear it. Oh, we're getting to the Acolyte, Stanleys, don't you worry. Biatcha. Rob says, that's my point. Batcher's the best part of the show. That is not true. That is not true at all. Crosshair's still the best part of the show. Stanley says, Batcher dies, the Bad Batch goes all John Wick on the Empire's ass. If that happens, I'd probably try to jump through the screen to join him. Don't fucking kill the dog. Soulless motherfucker. Currently nobody right now, love. Just the possibility of it happening is being discussed. Well, you don't watch the show, so you'll be fine. I guess I'll have to wait till you're asleep to watch that episode, if that happens. Yeah, I hope not. I hope that's not the case. And besides, the Bad Batches, they want to go all John Wick on the Empire's ass to get their brothers out of Tantus anyway, so. Next episode hopes we finally get Ventress with... Yeah, we're getting Ventress next episode. I don't see how we can't. Especially now... I just had an epiphany. I know at the end of the Bad Batch, I was thinking it was the Empire that Fennec was calling up and screwing the Bad Batch over to, but you know what, Quest? She could have been calling her bitch Asajj. Been like, hey, bitch, I got me a Clone Force 99 for you. And that would explain why it looks like they're facing off in a cave. Exactly, Griff. Exactly. Which is where them facing off in a cave in the trailer is going to come from. And why we did see the tip of Crosshair's sniper rifle, because he is back with the crew. And I think that is going to I think that's going to happen next episode. I mean, the timing would be perfect, so if they fuck around for another episode, I probably will be a little bit pissed off. Ventress will know what M count is. Hell yeah, she will. She most definitely will, Stanley's. Now, I have seen Like, I'm not trying to go into a whole fucking spoilery discussion. Just hit a couple high points. Just, for the record. Or a full spoilery breakdown, I should say. But, God damn it, I lost my train of thought. Hi, Lewis Barry. How are you tonight? Welcome to the basement. I hope you have fun here. Yeah, Fennec, Ventress. I was telling Ventress against the boys in the cave. But yeah, so, yeah, I think that, I think you guys are right. I think Fennec is or Ventress is who Fennec was talking to, and I think that's going to directly lead to that cave scene in the next episode. Now, let us not forget, we still have a potential breaking of Disney's own canon by Disney with Ventress even being there. Disney themselves, wouldn't it though, Griff? Disney themselves did come out with a statement before the show premiered saying Ventress's presence in the Bad Batch will not affect the novel, what was it, Dark Disciple? The one where she dies before episode 3 because Dooku, because she jumps in front of, oh fuck. God damn it. Quinlan Voss. Because Dooku was about to cook Quinlan and, they were in love. So she jumped in front and she got cooked to death instead. But Disney says that's not going to be broken, so I'm interested to see how they're going to do it. I have a theory. Now, I have not personally read the book, but as I understand it, her charred corpse was carried to Dathomir. Okay, she was. Obi and Voss take her to Dathomir. All right, so that's how she can show up there. Bitches be getting resurrected on Dathomir all the motherfucking time. So that's probably how they're going to do it. And that's good enough for me because Ventress is a dope fucking character. And also, as I understand it, Dark Disciple is where she acquired her yellow lightsaber, correct? Or when? During the course of that novel. I really need to read that. I hear it's really fucking good. But yeah, there's probably going to conveniently be a Night Sister on Dathomir who's going to resurrect her ass. So, and like I said, that's good enough for me because that's a dope character. So you don't have to work that hard, in my opinion. I mean, it's got to be, some work is required, but, for a dope, popular character, you can stretch credulity a little farther because people will, there will be automatically a certain level of just happy to see that motherfucker. So, yeah. Setting up the Great Mothers for Thrawn and those crates. You know what? That could definitely be part of it. Could definitely be part of it, Stanley's. That's a good fucking call. I didn't even think about that. Good one, buddy. I like that. Excuse me. Brooke says, I always love the Ventress fight sequences in the Clone Wars. Yeah. Some of my favorite scenes from Star Wars in general, especially with her lightsaber fighting style. Yep. And what the? Is there a cat back there? What the fuck? What is happening? Oh, there he is. I see him. But yeah, that fucking fight with her and Anakin that gave him the scar in Tartakovsky's Clone Wars. Holy shit. That is a dope fucking fight sequence. So, yeah. Actually, her audition for Dooku was also a dope fucking fight sequence. Tartakovsky's Clone Wars is just fucking amazing. That's all there is to it. It's just period, done. That's it. Case closed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our final Star Wars subject. But before we get into that, because it's going to be a hoot, I'm going to take a quick couple minutes to take care of some needs, and I will be back soon. Please don't leave! Told you I wouldn't take long, and say hello to my cat Malice, because he's cute. Bro. Can you get back on this other microphone, please? That'd be great. Yeah, I know, meow. Is this how we're doing this now? Oh, there's his tail. All right. I guess this is how we're doing this for a minute. My buddy. Yeah, I love you. Okay. I got a cat on my lap. Can't do a thing. I got a cat on my lap. All right. Time to get this shit over with, folks. George's statement wasn't the only thing to come out this week. No, 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 no. We got both the poster, and that ain't going to work, bro. You're going to hurt me, and you see just like you just did. Ow! I love him. Okay. Any hoodles. Yeah, so no, we got some stuff from the Acolyte. Yes, we did. We got a poster, which I'm not going to spend any time on because it's a fucking poster and I don't care. And we got a trailer. We got our first official look at the Acolyte. Now, I never saw the one that got leaked from Comic-Con, so I don't know how different this one is or is not the official one. But yeah, we got a trailer. The Acolyte. Looks like the Jedi visited Disney World to build their lightsabers. Kind of little. But yeah, so as trailers go, that's actually a pretty decent trailer. I am very curious to see Carrie-Anne Moss as a Jedi. I feel like we're going to get a lot of Trinity vibes, especially when she's fighting. And I am here for that because I fucking love that character in The Matrix. So, the dude from Squid Game, he seems pretty cool. I saw a dope theory about him earlier on the TwitX. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it yet, but it's cool. Very plausible. So, but yeah, he seems pretty cool. Daphne Keane, famously known for playing X-23 in Logan. She is a blonde alien and a Jedi, I believe. Got that one skinny British Jedi dude that was talking about it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I mean, overall I thought it was a cool trailer. Apparently it's the same trailer. Okay, cool. So I thought the hand-to-hand actually looked pretty cool with Carrie-Anne Moss's Jedi character and possibly the main antagonist, May. I'm not 100 on that. So, but yeah, all in all, I thought it was a cool trailer. I like how the Jedi lined up and whipped their sabers out after seeing the red saber, but the red saber, that brings up a question or an issue, potential issue. A potential canon breaking issue. Almost on the, well, no, pretty much on the level of the shit they broke in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And that is the famous line spoken by Ki-Adi-Mundi in The Phantom Menace. The Sith have been extinct for over 1,000 years. Now, we all know that that's technically not true. The Sith have been in the shadows the whole time. So a more accurate statement would be the Jedi were unaware of them for over 1,000 years. And that's the problem. The Acolyte is set. None of them had a purple saber, which is frustrating with all the yellow ones. Yeah, there's a character in there that has a purple lightsaber / light whip. I'm a little what the fuck on that one, so I want to see why, or if they even bother to explain that one. So I'm gonna give them a chance, but that one's not as big as the canon breaking one, but yeah, that's annoying as fuck too. And yeah, because I always thought the yellow sabers were basically for temple guards, like field Jedi, for lack of a better term, pretty much had green and blue. So I don't know. I'm probably just regurgitating EU shit, but there's nothing wrong with that because the EU is awesome. Anyway, she's from the books. Who's from the books? The alien with the purple saber is from the books, the High Republic books. So, okay, so she's a Disney canon character. That still doesn't explain why the hell she has a purple saber. I don't even care that it's a combination saber that she can convert into a whip. I think that's fucking cool. But the whole canon reason Mace had a purple lightsaber is just because Samuel L. Jackson's like, you want me in this movie, I get a purple lightsaber, and George said, cool. Okay, yeah, she's from the books. I mean, that's cool that they're tying the novels in, I guess. I mean, they've been pushing the High Republic fucking hard for years, so I mean, that doesn't surprise me. But the canon reason for Mace to have a purple lightsaber is because of his specialized version of Form 7 known as Vapad, or Vapad. I'm still not 100 on how that's pronounced. Which essentially allows him to tap into his dark side just enough to use the dark energy from his opponent, channel it through himself, and right back at him. So, and let's get this clear. He's not just a pure channel. He's touching the dark side to be that channel. That's why his saber is purple. Because purple is blue and red. That's why Mace has that. So, and that was something that that style, that form, that version of Form 7 was something he himself developed with Yoda and another Jedi whose name escapes me. The Jedi arrogance blinded the Jedi for over a millennium. True. That is true. But that was a big old bright red lightsaber blade that was boomeranging and hurtling through all those tree trunks. So I don't think even arrogance would blind them to that motherfucker. And that's my biggest concern. Like, when it comes down to it, it's whatever for purple lightsabers. It's whatever for a lot of things. Yellow lightsabers, light whips, what have you. Is how are they going to handle the Ki-Adi-Mundi line? Because they really need to quit fucking around and breaking George's canon. They have to stop. They have to stop. So the question becomes, how are they going to handle that? Well, how could they handle it? One way, and the one I hope they do personally, is that every Jedi who saw that saber dies by the end of that show. That is one way they could definitely do it, and it's kind of how I hope they do it. But I'm like that. Sith will have to kill anyone who discovers him. Right. Kind of like that Mace is the only one with purple. Yeah, I know. Me too, Jay. Me too. Ah, shit. I had thought of another way for them to handle that still wouldn't break canon, and now I fucking forgot it. And it didn't involve all the Jedi having to be killed. Son of a bitch. There is a way. There is a way. Oh, if said Sith is happens to be versed in dark side magic, their memories can all be altered. Sith magic is very capable of giving them, equivalent treatment to like what a Professor Xavier or a Jean Grey could give them. Or they could just capture them all, throw them into one of those machines like Dr. whatever his fucking nuts was, got cooked in Mando Season 3. Or the Sith is pulling strings from the shadows and it's just a dark side user auditioning to be his apprentice and the Jedi stop them before discovering Sith involvement. Okay, so you're thinking maybe May is... Obviously, we're pretty sure May's the Acolyte. And we're only going to see the shadowy figure of the Sith, and the Jedi will never see anyone but May. And she's dealt with. So it takes care of that. The Jedi removed Revan's memories of who he was in Knights of the Old Republic. Okay. But why would the Jedi remove their own memories of the Sith? What reason would they have to cover up? Or what possible reasons could there be for them to cover up the existence of a Sith? Because if they remove their own memories, then that's them doing a cover-up and them not wanting the galaxy to know. And since this is Disney Star Wars, if they pulled some shit like that to make the Jedi look really bad, it wouldn't surprise me. Bro, you can stay up here, but you cannot touch my cords. I don't care if you lounge. You're nice to pet while I'm streaming, so I don't care if you lounge. But you keep your little teefies off my fucking cords, bro. Okay? Okay. So, I mean, that'd be shady as shit. So I suppose also possible. But again, I don't know why they would cover that up. Because you got frisky with the younglings? Jesus Christ, Rob. I would hope not. Although this would be this would be a good time to establish that Yoda and Yaddle clap cheeks. And therefore, you know, basically settle where Grogu comes from a few years down the road. Green flying everywhere. Smack that ass, I will. Justin says, I really just want them to explain it without making it an IQ test to understand it. Correct. We got the clapping cheeks visual. I know, right? Take it, you will. Deep I will go. My wife hates me now. Coming I am. I had to get that last one in there, you know, finish the session. It's why you love me, Justin. It's why you love me. But yeah, that's my biggest concern about the show. I mean, there are other annoyances. The purple lightsaber / light whip just being purple, not the existence of that. Sifo Dyas was an unwitting pawn of the Sith, so who's to say it doesn't go back further than that? Other Jedi erasing the memories of the Jedi in the Acolyte. Well, they erased Sifo Dyas. They didn't erase his memories. They erased him. What's up, that one dude? How you been? So, I mean, are you proposing Sifo Dyas did some memory erasing before he himself was erased? That's possible, yeah. It could be an unwitting inside job, I suppose, but you're in my opinion, you're really starting to kind of stretch right there. Especially for normies and, let's face it, fans that are already skeptical, highly skeptical / angry as fuck with Disney. We're not trying to make motherfuckers think that hard. Bit overcooked. What, do you get sunburnt? That sucks. I hate being sunburnt. But yeah, we're not trying to have motherfuckers think that hard. We're just trying to get them back in the fold and get this product where it needs to be again. So they need to embrace the philosophy of KISS very closely. Keep it simple, stupid. Excuse me. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't work. I'm just saying they don't need to go that deep. And I don't believe they should go that deep either. Giggity. All we need is the tip this time. So that's where I am at with the Acolyte. We will find out what the fuck happens on June 4th, starting June 4th, though. Our questions will be at least begin to be answered. We shall see. But that is my take. What do you guys think? Where are you guys at with this shiz? 314 and the fastest way. Okay, Quest says fair enough. I mean, your idea is a good idea, dude. It really is. I just think that's an idea for a show that's part of a franchise in a better place. Speaking of, real quick, Tuesday, April 2nd, at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel, there will be a debate about that exact question. One of the greatest questions in our nerdy space right now. What is the true state of Star Wars? This is going to be fun. It's going to be big. On the side of it's pretty well fucked, will be myself and Justified. And on the side of it's bad but not that bad, will be Matt Cave Gaming and Scotty Hawk. And it will be narrated by Harris McGrade from M Cubed and Sidetrack. So pencil that shit in, because that's going to be a fucking fun one, people. And I will be issuing reminders and whatnot and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be tits. You guys are gonna want to be there for that shit, for sure. So it's been up and down, that one, dude. It's been up and down. My life has been imitating a stripper's booty. But, just keep grinding. That's all you can do. I assume you're referring to the debate. I like that you put that in all caps. That's dope. If this would have come out pre-sequels, this show would be getting a lot of love. Yes. That is true. Not touching that one. Bit weird. Yeah. But, we know our own, though, don't we, that one dude? The weird calls to each other. My weird calls out to your weird calls out to my weird. That's why we're all here. Our weirds are in communication. Debate cool, booty could be bad. Well, I mean, it does depend on the booty. What did y'all think of She-Hulk? That show was on a long time ago and I don't care anymore. Honestly, I am so... Literally the only time I refer to She-Hulk is on a list of Marvel fuck-ups. Other than that, I don't fucking think about it. I mean, the occasional gif of the twerk scene does come up. What's up, Ray? But yeah, occasionally the twerk scene does come up, and I am reminded that I would totally clap those green cheeks like my name was James T. Kirk. But yeah, other than that, I really don't care about that show. Whoops. Rob says, I like She-Hulk. Never needed to be made, though. Yeah. That I definitely agree with. That shit did not need to be made. That's where Marvel fucked up. Like, the biggest thing, it wasn't trying to introduce new characters, even though Guardians did give them a big false positive on that. It's not doing it the way they did it mostly in Phase 3, which was introduce them in an already established franchise, like Captain America. You know, that's where they introduced Falcon and Bucky, is through Captain America. I mean, through the Avengers themselves as well. We got our first hint of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver at the end of... what? Thor 2? But yeah, we got their first real appearance in Age of Ultron. So, they were introduced in an Avengers movie. So yeah, that's what they needed to continue to do in Phase 4. But instead, they decided to try and introduce characters, B and C and D characters. Again, because they got a false positive out of Guardians. On Disney Plus with their own shows, no less. And for the most part, failed epically. Sci-Fi Quest says, She-Hulk was so awesome that I never watched it. Yeah. You didn't miss much. Ray says, She-Hulk was the rock bottom of the downward spiral. No. That was Love and Thunder, bruh. Love and Thunder is the absolute worst thing Marvel has ever created. Marvel Studios. Madam Web is the worst thing ever created under the Marvel banner. But yeah, no. Love and Thunder is the absolute worst. Stanley says, She-Hulk, a lawyer comedy show with hardly any lawyer stuff and no comedy and the absolute waste of a last episode. Yeah, that attempt at meta was horrible. Like, I was not mad at the show, really. I found it entertaining, but I wasn't going into it expecting a whole shitload of, like, consequential Marvel stuff. When the first spoken line in the first trailer, I should say, Professor Hulk's first spoken line in the trailer was, for comedy's sake, absolutely. I was like, well, I know what this show's going to be. So, but yeah, I mean, so I was never mad at the show throughout, except for that stupid-ass meta shit in the last episode was just a horrible idea, period. And then on top of that, executed like complete shit. So, Rob says, I thought having Hulk be a big part of the first episode was a good attempt. Yeah. Then they face planted so bad it went viral. Yeah, I mean, the meta thing was horrific. And then there's Scar. And just the overall CG in the show, too, was whack. And then there was Scar. Ray says She-Hulk was shit. I mean, I don't think it was complete shit, but, you know, I'm not dying on that hill either. I really don't care. That one dude says, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Sci-Fi Quest responds with, you underestimate my power. The one who said, peace out, guppies. Later, Mang. I hope you found a comfortable wall to sleep in. Rob says, if it was between Love and Thunder and death, Anakin Skywalker suicides himself. Yeah, faster than Han Solo did in The Force Awakens. Oh, I know Scar's canon, but the look of him was atrocious. No, comic Scar is a fucking badass. That fucking surfer looking shit they gave us at the end of She-Hulk, I don't know what the fuck that was. So that's that. How the fuck did we get on She-Hulk? We were talking about goddamn Star Wars. You know what? It doesn't matter because that's how conversations between nerds in basements go. He had to be atrocious to match the rest of She-Hulk. Fair. It's not like, you know. Yeah, if they came in all of a sudden with like yeah, if they came in all of a sudden with like the best looking CG right at the absolute end, everyone's first thought would be, where the fuck was that the rest of the time? So yeah, you're probably right. You are probably right. So anywho. All right, it's enough of that bullshit. Y'all ready to talk about the hype shit? You ready to talk about the awesome shit? You ready to talk about the sick shit? Are you ready? Because I am fucking ready for this shit. You know what I'm going to do? Tell you what I'm going to fucking do. Y'all bear with me for a second. Oh, you weren't supposed to come up over there, you asshole. Get over here. Rob laughs at that one, dude. And from those ashes, Daredevil Born Again. Oh, Daredevil Born Again is going to be fucking hype, bro. It's going to be sick. It's not like that awesome fight between Daredevil and Echo. Hey, the Echo show was surprisingly good until they did the usual Disney Plus choking on the finale. All right. I'll fuck around here for a second. Mute that for now. Is this what I want? Yes. That's what I want. Okay, so we can do that. We're going to do that. Bro, you're on my headphones. I know, I'm sorry, but I need my headphones. For this. Because... What do we got? All right, catch up on chat first. The guy that had the worst of it was Mr. Immortal. He couldn't even die to get away from shit. Right? Yes, bring the good stuff. I'd love to see them bring back most of all the Netflix characters. Oh, I know. Most of them. Fuck their version of Iron Fist, though. That was not good. All right. We're risking the wrath of the copyright gods, but I don't care. Watching for the alert. Oh, whoops. Hold on. I'm dumb. The best intro in for goddamn ever. Hold on a second. Is that all the way up? Okay, it is. Let me know if I'm blasting you. Fucking A. Yeah. And I'm never skipping that for this whole fucking show. Never skipping it, headbanging to it every goddamn time. This is going to happen. And I'm leaving this up for a reason, which we will get to. Well, actually, I just come back to that screen in a little bit. But yes, that will be watched every time. That will be headbanged to every time. I will never be skipping that intro. And that was exactly what happened the first time I watched this show when I clicked on the premiere. And I was immediately like fucking 16, 17 again. 18. 17, 18. Deaf. Yeah, sorry. So agreed. And could have done with more audio, though. We get it. She is deaf, but why did we need to be so damn much as well? Yeah. JJ was awesome. JJ was awesome. JJ. Oh, John, are you talking about John Bernthal? Yeah, he makes a magnificent fucking Punisher. Yes, he does. But yeah, so we had that magnificent beginning. And, we find out right from jump, we got us a pregnant Jean. And that, it's been a little while since Xavier's death. And, no. Well, what the fuck are you talking about then, Bri? And so we got a pregnant Jean and all that kind of fun stuff going on. Friends of Humanity are still out there being the Friends of Humanity. And, buying bootleg Sentry tech, kidnapping mutants to sell to somebody. Some nameless entity, which we will get to. Morph was awesome. Oh my god, Morph. Morph was what they did with Morph in these 2 episodes is fucking amazing. Especially in that fucking fight when he comes in and just ends up... How many different fucking X-Men was he in that fight? There was Psylocke, Colossus. There's at least one more. God damn it. Oh, Jessica Jones. That show was magnificent. Yes. I loved Jessica Jones. I think we're going to get a little bit of her in Born Again, too. Don't make me fail you. Oh, that speech. Jesus Christ, that speech was magnificent. Yes, it was. But yeah, no, Jessica Jones was an awesome show. I really liked that one. That one and Daredevil are pretty much 1 and 1A for me when it comes to the Netflix Marvel. Yep. Yeah, so we got the Friends of Humanity with a kidnapped mutant. Turns out it's Sunspot. Daredevil shot again. Yeah, pretty much. Morph did turn into Professor X, which creeped out Cyclops. Yeah, that was a little wild. I was kind of surprised they went there. I loved it. But they've always had the best actors playing Magneto. Dude, I don't know how many of you are aware of this or saw this, but Feige's 2 conditions for even greenlighting X-Men 97 was they had to get the original cast and they had to acquire the rights to the theme song. So, That's not even a new actor playing Magneto. That's Homie from 30 years or 20 years ago or whatever it is. Almost 30 now. That's why Wolverine still sounds mostly like Wolverine, but it's a little weird because, that's the same motherfucker, but older, and his voice is a little more tore up now. I think they might have one new person, but I think that's only because somebody's fucking dead. So there's the necessity of Disney Plus cratering. Netflix does TV and good content. Now those shows are canon. Yeah. Jean Cyclops' new baby, then possibly leaving the team. Yep, that was a point of contention. And that's one thing I've heard a few people talk about when it comes to just the X-Men and, why they were so popular is the character interplay. Claremont wrote it like a fucking soap opera with, mutant powers. And it slapped. It was, I don't know if it still is, but last I knew, that was still the, Claremont's X-Men run is still the most popular, best-selling, blah, 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 blah. It's the run. That's the best part about voice actors. Yeah, yeah. You can age all you want. As long as you keep your voice, you're good. Your face doesn't fucking matter. Showrunner also needed an OnlyFans account, too. Hey, I mean, you got to express yourself somehow or other. And if you get too funky with it, put it behind a paywall. Besides, that is so... him just having an OnlyFans account where he, runs around shirtless and shit is so not why he got canned. If that was the case, his civil suit would already be filed. Wasn't there 4 or 5 versions of who Gina Scott's baby was? Cable? I think it was always Nathan Summers. I'm not 100 on that, though. But I'm pretty sure it was always Nathan Summers. There was, I think, a few different versions of his future, but I think there was only one him. Nope, but they needed an excuse. Well, yeah, but they haven't even... There's still been no official word on even what their excuse is. There's been no statements from anybody. No reputable scooper has even touched this. It's fucking something. Bo DeMaio did something. Now, rumblings are starting to come out that it was some some bad shit went down during production in the writer's room and shit, but nothing, Nathan Summers, Cable, Strife, you mean? Not Stryker? Then X-Men from Age of Apocalypse run. Okay. X-Men, the comics were destroyed when Avengers hit. They didn't want to invest for Fox until they got the rights back. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but we'll Strife was a clone. Yes. Maybe he misgendered a writer. What the fuck are you even talking about? Oh, maybe he misgendered a writer. No, I don't think so. Rachel Summers. Yeah, that's which one? Which daughter is the one from the future? Is that Hope? Or which Summers descendant is from the future? Is that Hope? Anyway, God damn it. That's why X-Men 97 is so important. It brings. Yes, that is correct. So we got Logan having a shit fit because he's pretty sure there were a few different ones from futures or different timelines. Yes, that lower back. Hope was another. Okay, cool. All right. Rachel. Okay. Okay, so we've got Scott and Jean pregnant. We got Jean wanting to leave the X-Men and attempt to lead a normal life. We got Wolverine in a pissy mood because he's pretty sure that's what's going to happen, and he doesn't want Jean to go away. Obviously, so that's some of the interpersonal stuff that is the true draw of X-Men going on. Of course, the other draw is awesome fucking action. And we got a lot of that with the rescue of Sunspot. So that was a pretty dope way to open up. They gave us a pretty decent dose of Storm's power there, which was awesome. So we had that. Then, of course, them relating Jubilee's experience and Sunspot's experience. I mean, obviously, he'll be back. We all know this. And, of course, Rogue and Magneto's romance and a second Jean turns up. Oh, we're getting there. But that's the second episode, bruh. We're still on episode 1. So, of course, they want to know where the friends got the Sentinel tech. I mean, fair question. So after some running around, they end up going to see the man responsible for Xavier's death. Henry Gyrick. And fighting powers were really buffed up for Gambit and Wolverine. I know. Oh, we're getting to there. That fight scene at the end of the episode. We are so getting there, baby. Be patient. Be patient. I know. We're getting there, God damn it. Remove your fingers from the keyboard, Robert. Shit. Anywho. So they go see Gyrick. He, of course, does not buy Cyclops being threatening. Not because Cyclops is a dork, but because he's a Boy Scout. So, and then Jean, using Cerebro, hops right in his brain. Finds out where, Bolivar Trask is. Since obviously Sentinel Tech has to come from somewhere, and he's the only other guy who knows how to build it. And they used to work together. Finds a whole lot of fucked up shit in his head, but also finds out where Trask is, and he is in the desert somewhere. Was it in Saudi Arabia? Yeah, somewhere in the Saudi Arabian desert. So, of course, the X-Men take off. The Blackbird gets blown out from under them. And then the descent and the beginning of the awesomeness happens. So the plane blows up, of course, the Flyers, Storm, and Rogue. And Morph, because he can be anyone he wants. And in this case, he chose Archangel. They go and start grabbing people and grabbing up the non-flying X-Men, and Cyclops continues his descent until he sees everyone else grabbed, then says, all right, good job, everyone. See you on the ground. And proceeds to... yeah, good call, Stanley. Proceeds to do like a Captain America from Winter Soldier, except instead of into water, he is heading straight for solid desert floor. And he does his arrow down thing and then does that super fucking badass use of his optic blast to slow his descent and land in the classic hero pose. And then, of course, have the entire X-Men and then, to me, my X-Men. And then they all form up around him, and I started bouncing up and down in my seat. So they go up, they find Trask and stuff, and They also find a fuck ton of Sentinels and Master. Well, they found Trask and Master Mold, and then they found a fuck ton of Sentinels. And so yet more amazing action begins with Rogue tossing Sentinels and Beast tripping them up and then hopping into them and taking them over. Wolverine just, doing Wolverine things, jumping around, slicing the fuck out of things. And then, after this goes on for a minute, the epicness hits. Cyclops hits his communicator and says, on paper, it probably looked lame as fuck, but how dude managed to deliver it was great. Show him the forecast. And then all of a sudden, here comes the sentry. Omega level threat detected. And then Storm comes in, showing why she's Omega level. Fucking bringing in the lightning to cook the sand to glass. Then bringing in the fucking F5 tornado to whip up all that glass around inside it. And then go suck up fucking Sentinels and basically run them through her own natural food processor, is what that was. High-speed blades flying around and cutting shit. She made a Sentinel processor out of cooked sand and a tornado and fucked everything up. And then we got the awesome finishing move for Master Mold. Wolverine charging, Gambit hopping on his shoulders, charging up Wolverine's claws, and then Morph coming in and Wolverine having him turn into the Blob, using him as a fucking trampoline, Gambit tossing his charged staff, and Wolverine flying right into Master Mold's head with his charged claws, and kaboom! Taking out Master Mold. And then in comes the UN troops to arrest Trask. And then, the episode ends with Summers being, it was a team. And that was pretty much the end of that one. With the whole team vibe all nice and strong. And a good ass whooping just put on some Sentinels. So that was fucking dope. Omega thought we were done with the Bad Batch. Fuck off, Quest. Except that was not the end of the episode. It could have been, but it wasn't. Nope, we come back to the school, to the basketball court, and what's supposed to be the beginning of a basketball game, but ends up with Scott and Jean announcing their departure, or attempting to announce their departure, as it were, because the alarm goes off. There's been a breach in the professor's office. So, of course, everyone goes flying inside the house and busts in the doors of the professor's office and takes their heroic stances. And lo and behold, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling X-Men, right? Nice Scooby-Doo reference. Anyway, and lo and behold, there is one Eric Lenscher hanging out in the office, a.k.a. Magneto. And he drops the bomb on him that, according to the last will and testament of one Charles Francis Xavier, his school, his fortune, his dream, everything that was his, now belongs to me, my X-Men. Tell me that wasn't a fucking badass ending. And that was just the first episode. We got a second one. Catch up on chat real quick, though. Yeah. Optic Beam was badass. Cap America. Yep. I'm really excited for the next episodes of X-Men 97. Genuinely enjoyed every episode of X-Men 92. God, that was such a great show. The X-Men series makes me more excited for the integration of the X-Men into the MCU. Yeah, if they can if they just do the smart thing and transfer those writers over, or at least hire very similar-minded writers, i.e. writers that all give a fuck about the franchise, because every writer in that room did, That was one of Bo DeMayo's good decisions. He hired no one that did not have a knowledge of and love for the X-Men. That's how they should hire for all this shit. All of it! Every studio! All of it! Okay. I always loved how the Sentinels portrayed in the X-Men. Yes. X-Men animated Sentinels are the best. One villain I really liked from X-Men 92 was Omega Red. I wonder if he'll come back in the 97 series. Could. Or as Obi-Wan once said, possibly. And I went and got, yes, Scooby-Doo reference. I always liked Mags better than Professor X anyway. You would, though. You evil fuck. Although, if you really think about it, Professor X is a shady son of a bitch. Some of the shit he's done. That is kind of how Magneto led the X-Men for a year or so. Okay. Quest, that wasn't a bad ending. It's just begun. True. It's just begun. Is that what you were looking for? Something like that? Oh, there you go. Brooke says, it's really interesting that Xavier left behind a lot for Magneto in his will. Shows that Xavier always still viewed Magneto as a friend despite their major differences. Cool stuff. Yeah, it wasn't a lot for Magneto. It was good damn everything. Everything now belongs to me, my X-Men. Omega Red is a good mid-card villain. Yeah. I mean, he's fun, but was Nimrod part of X-Men 97, or was that, you mean the original one? Yeah. Yeah, I think they, when they were fucking around with Bishop in the in the OG animated series, I think we got Nimrod in that. We could get him again. So yeah, then we got a second episode, yo. Which, of course, begins with Magneto attempting to prove his hero-dom to the X-Men and the world as a whole. Prove he's changed his ways. And it's missing Deadpool in Xavier's chair. Nimrod in the comic was OP as fuck. Yeah. So yeah, Magneto's out trying to be a hero and convince people. Does that cool shit with the Ferris wheel. Then dips down into the sewers and rescues some Morlocks from some friends of humanity. Goes back to the mansion. Obviously, there's an issue, there's trust issues there. And then it turns out that a cool part of Magneto's power is he can form just enough of a barrier between himself and Rogue in order to go skin to skin with her. And turns out that had happened prior to his arrival, or at least once before in their lifetimes, prior to this particular story. And that is in the comics. Mags, Emma, Kane, Marco. Yeah, ooh. I'm ready for some Emma Frost again. That is for sure. And I'm ready for Juggernaut too. Just give it all. All I want. I'm like Queen. I want it all. And I'm not going any farther because my voice is shit. So anyway, So yeah, there's obviously trust issues, and then it turns out Magneto and Rogue used to be able to bump uglies because of some cool meshing of their powers. Evidently, Rogue's ability to draw things is somehow enough related to electromagnetism to where Magneto can manipulate it, and they can get their groove on. And of course, they get caught doing such a thing by Gambit, so he's all pissy. I love Mr. Sinister, one of the most intimidating villains from the animated series. Yes, I too am a Sinister fan. Very much. So, got all that fun shit going on. And then, of course, in the middle of a discussion about Magneto's trustworthiness, the bunch of UN helicopters come flying in. And they want to arrest Magneto for all the crimes against humanity he committed prior to this current attempt at turning over a new leaf. So, it gets all tense. Magneto demonstrates he could fuck them over hardcore. And then, as continued proof of his life change, proceeds to turn himself in and allow himself to be put on trial. Now, in the meantime, the Friends of Humanity have developed this rifle, which uses the energy of the collars in a concentrated blast and will remove a mutant's powers permanently. And this guy, who now calls himself the Executioner, has full intention on using that against Magneto during his trial. So the Friends of Humanity obviously a lot of people are pissed at Magneto, and a lot of people are also now pissed at the United Nations for even bothering to give him a trial. I can understand that thinking. But so the Friends of Humanity are going to use this large, angry crowd outside as a cover to execute their plan to remove Magneto's powers permanently. So inside the UN, we've got Magneto doing his trial, and they jumped right to the part where the prosecutor, what was her name, Cooper? Jumped to the part where she's offering her closing argument. Our guns are immune to you. Yes, but your helicopters aren't, pretty much. So we get in there just in time for her closing argument. And then Magneto gets his turn, and he starts, making his speech. Gets interrupted a couple times, busts off a couple sweet answers. And then, of course, the Friends of Humanity's plan starts to work, and the UN building begins to be stormed by an angry crowd. Now let's stop. We're going to stop there. And I'm going to address something. The people storming Magneto's trial is not, no matter what some people may want to say out there stirring up shit, it is not a direct allegory to January 6th. Magneto's trial got attacked in the comics during the run called The Trial of Magneto, when he was wearing that exact outfit that he's wearing in the show. Okay? Now, y'all know me. You know I got no love for fucking Trump or MAGA or any of that shit. However, facts are still facts. And the fact is, it ain't that. That isn't exactly how it went down in the comics, but it was twins, I believe, that wanted to kill Magneto in the comics. But, yeah. So, basically, anyone who says, and you can take anyone who says that, and they're just baiting. That's it. They're trolling. They're baiting. They are grifting. Because that is not the way it is. So let's just get that out of the way. Oh, and the Friends of Humanity is also not a direct allegory to MAGA. They are an allegory for any bigoted group, not just MAGA. They're an allegory for any bigoted group anywhere on the planet at any point in time in history. When the comics were written, it was an allegory to segregationists and those types of people. So it's just a general theme. That's why X-Men 97 is awesome. Is because while the X-Men have always been left-leaning and political, they have kept it just as a general allegory. They've never called out anyone specifically. They've never overloaded with it. If you want a perfect example of woke done right, the X-Men are it. Along with The Boys, both the Spider-Verse movies, Barbie, or I should say billion-dollar Barbie. X-Men 97 handles its politics perfectly. That is why it's awesome. Team all revolves around Mags and his Nazi experiences. That's a fair chunk of it, but it's not the entire thing. The overall theme is an anti-bigotry theme. Now, the specific example of what is up, man? How have you been? How have been those debates been going? If you guys are into beats at all, you need to go check out this guy's channel. He does a lot of gaming, but he has a original beats contest every week from just like people all over the internet that just make beats, and it's fucking amazing. So you guys should really check that out if you're into music creation at all. It's fucking dope. How you doing, bruh? I hope you're having a good time. Welcome in. Good to see you. But yeah, the Nazi thing is how they chose to crystallize it around Magneto. But the general overall theme is an anti-bigotry theme. And that's exactly how it's being handled in X-Men 97. Yeah, dude, I know you've been grinding. I see your notifications all the fucking time. Shit. But I just wanted to clear that up for everybody. So, let me give you the TLDR. X-Men is woke, always has been, but they handle it perfectly, just like they did in this show, in this episode. Battle of the Beats Tag Team Tournament tomorrow. Damn! Good. I'm glad you're doing good, man. Good to hear it. But yeah, so. Yep. X-Men is woke, always has been. But this episode was not a direct attack on MAGA either. Which is why it is such a good episode. If they'd have gone overboard like that, it would have been doing the same stupid fucking shit Disney's been doing for years, which is mishandling progressive things. You gotta check it. Yeah, dude, it slaps. If you've seen the original, you're gonna fucking love this. Like, the animations, they didn't really change it that much. It's just fucking cleaner. It always took from civil rights in the 60s and fascism from the 40s. Yeah. Exactly. And civil rights in the 60s is, well, today's culture war is, I mean, they're pretty much equivalent. You know? So, I mean, that's what's awesome about X-Men. Like, just the anti-bigotry theme is timeless. Some of those stories from back in the day go dark. God Loves, Man Kills. I need to read that one for a variety of reasons, and I've heard that one gets fucking dark. So, but yeah, the animation still is pretty true to the original. It's just a lot cleaner, is all. That's really the only difference I see. It's just a lot crisper. Jubilee looks better in the new show? Yes. The original that used to come out on Fox Kids was amazing. Yeah, dude, you have to watch this then. You will lose your goddamn mind. If you thought the OG was amazing, bruh, holy shit. Yeah. Dude, no cap at all. I'm no hyperbole at all. It's that fucking good. It is that fucking good. But yeah, since we got to the trial part, I just wanted to clear that up for everybody. Just in general. X-Men is progressive. It's always been progressive. But the Magneto trial scene that we just got in the animated show is not a direct allegory to January 6th, and the Friends of Humanity are not a direct allegory to MAGA. Okay? Okay. So the UN gets stormed. Meanwhile, back at the mansion, Logan and Jean are hanging out because, Jean's pregnant. She ain't going down there. And so we've got X-Men defending Magneto and the judges because, the judges, why are they after us? And Magneto getting perfect answer, because you gave me a chance or a trial. Interesting. You follow the rules and still they hate you. Oh, God. We'll get to that part. Anyway, but yeah, Magneto's just magnificent in this video, or this episode. Magnificent Magneto. Okay. Yours was in 640 by 480. Of course, new shit is CRISPR. That's not what I meant, Ray, and you fucking well know it. But yes, that's also true. Asshole. Anyway. Oh, what the fuck was that? You. Sorry about that, folks. Ugh. So they are convinced to remove Magneto's collar, basically because they finally realized they were about to fucking die. So Magneto's collar gets removed. He starts handling business. Things appear to start going the X-Men's way. Storm's coming in and fucking some shit up. But this whole time, the Executioner has been slowly making his way in with his power removal rifle. And while Magneto doesn't see him because he's still Magneto, so he's pacing in satisfaction with, his power once again appearing to be the all-dominant one in the area. And Storm sees the Executioner line up to shoot Magneto and flies in front of him, takes the hit, survives. Magneto, of course, is riled up. Gets hold of the Executioner, bounces him around a little bit, then proceeds to stick him to some kind of surface proceeds to stick him to a chunk of the floor, and then rips that chunk of the floor and himself and the judge's chunk of the floor up. He's just flying himself at this point and showing why he's Omega level. And then proceeds to take everyone on a nice little trip to the lower part of the upper atmosphere. You can tell it's the lower part of the upper atmosphere because they're frozen and breathing heavily. And then proceeds to drop one of the most magnificent fucking speeches I have ever heard in any medium at any time. I'm not even going to try to quote it or bring anything specific up from it. It was just goddamn awesome. I hope they drop the next X-Men episodes on a Saturday. That would be cool. Yeah, see, that would have been smart, but no, it's going to be what we've got. Every Wednesday at 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 12 p.m. Pacific. Or 3 a.m., 12 a.m. My bad. I don't know why I said p.m. Dumb. Anywho. So he proceeds to go up there and give them a verbal spanking. And then basically lets them know that it's a good damn thing he's deciding to honor the professor's legacy because otherwise they'd be fucking dead. And then asks them to please not make him fail. Which was just a cold-ass fucking line. That was so awesome. And so, he brings him back down. The Friends of Humanity, the riots dispersed. He brings him back down. They end up pardoning him. And during all of this, in the fight in the UN, Scott gets a telepathic message from Jean. The baby's coming. And back at the mansion, it's funny. Jean comes stumbling in. He's coming. Wolverine flies up. Who? Claws out. The baby! And then she still has the presence of mind to telekinetically throw his jacket and keys at him. And, of course, he does what, any dude would do when a woman he loves is about to have a baby, and that is panic and drive like a complete asshole. And of course, she's having cramps, or fucking contractions, and her power's going just a wee bit haywire, and ends up ripping the top right off of Logan's Jeep. Kind of funny, actually. And then they get to the. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, yes. Meanwhile, in the Batcave. So yeah, they're hauling ass to the hospital. They get there. I don't remember how Rogue ended up getting there. Oh, she flew Cyclops in. So Rogue flies Cyclops to the hospital from the fight. And they get there, and the doctor refuses to deliver a mutant baby. Now, he has what is on the surface a logical reason. He doesn't want her powers to go haywire during delivery and endanger the rest of the hospital. That is a valid concern. However, you're a doctor. Your duty is to the pregnant lady in front of you, mutant or not. So, but he wanted to hide behind his, again, surface level fair argument and not deal with Jean. So Scott has Rogue go give him the quick touch and yank his medical knowledge out of him so she can deliver the baby. Of course, she's worried if a glove slips, she's going to fuck up Jean and or the baby. But Jean's like, I trust you. Great emotional moment. Because, again, the strength of X-Men has always been the character interplay. So, of course, eventually we get happy and healthily delivered Nathan Charles Summers. Everyone gets back from the fight and the hospital delivery. Plans are being made for Scott and Jean's departure, blah, blah, blah. Doorbell rings. Morph goes to... Oh, yeah, that's right. Storm... Turns out Storm lost her powers, so she dipped out while leaving a very emotional letter. And right at the end of this reading of this letter, Morph's like, she'll be back. And then the doorbell rings, and he's like, look, she's back already. Goes, opens the door. It ain't fucking Storm. It's Jean. Or at least someone who looks exactly like her. And she comes stumbling in. X-Men, I need your help. And, of course, cut to black. Now, it would appear that they are pulling directly from the story where Sinister created Madeline Pryor as a clone of Jean Grey after Jean died at the end of the Dark Phoenix saga. And, her and Scott got together, got married, and made themselves a little Nathan. Obviously, they're adapting that story, but not perfectly. Because everyone knew that was Madeline Pryor. Like, they knew her name was Madeline Pryor. The only shock was Jean coming back to life. So this is a little different, but I am 100% sure that is Jean's clone, Madeline Pryor, unless they change her name. But I'm 100% sure it is a clone of Jean, and that it was created by Mr. Sinister, and that he's going to be, if not the big bad of the whole season, at least the first big bad of the season. And I'll tell you why. Obviously, you got two Jeans, and you're familiar with that storyline. But in the beginning of the show, in the show's intro, where is it? Is it before this? Oh, wait. There. You had that weird shit flying around Morph. Look at this reflection in Morph's eyes. Oh, you can't. Hold on. Boom! There we go. Now you can. Do you see what I see? Now you do. So, this is from the intro sequence of the show. Look what we have here. We had the shadowy figure flying around Morph with him in frustration, holding some kind of energy weapon. It looks like. Everybody wanted to be doctors till it's time to do doctor shit. Yeah, pretty much. But look at this reflection. I defy you to tell me this isn't the head. Two glowing red eyes and glowing red diamond where your third eye / chi would be of one Mr. Sinister. And if that's a Mr. Sinister, and I don't see how it isn't, that's fucking Madeline Pryor. Which also means, if they stick with that storyline all the way through, we're going to get us some Apocalypse. We're going to get us some Hope Summers. And then probably at some point, maybe in the second season, we will get a full-grown Cable. But I at least am firmly convinced that that's that's the storyline they're going with. Now, again, how they're going to deal with people not already knowing that that's Madeline Pryor while not knowing that it's exactly a clone of her created by Sinister. And the fact that in the show they don't know it's Madeline Pryor, everyone thinks it's Jean. Don't know how they're going to resolve that. I'm assuming they're going to resolve it this next episode because it would be stupid not to. And so far, the story writing appears to be quite strong enough that I can count on that happening next episode. This is why it's such a fucking bummer that Beau DeMayo did whatever the fuck it is he did, because this show's magnificent. He wrote those first 2 episodes. I'm pretty sure he wrote a lot of this. Before his firing, he'd said that season 2 had already been written. So if you were worried about a drop-off in writing from this season to the next season, don't be. That's already been handled by the team that did this season. So at least season 2 will still be awesome. After that, who knows? Long as they keep basically the same writer's room, I think we'll be golden, honestly. Shit. Fucking Diet Coke. Anyway. But yeah. I think that's Madeline Pryor, or definitely a Sinister created clone of Jean Grey. Whether they go with the actual name or not, since they've changed kind of the fact that she was her own individual to begin with. Kinda. But yeah, it's definitely that. And now the only question is how far down that storyline are they going to go? Are we going to get Apocalypse? Are we going to get the Technovirus? Are we going to get Hope Summers coming back to rescue Nathan and take him to the future? You know, are we going to get all that shit? Who knows? It'd be dope if we did, though, wouldn't it? So what do y'all think? Those who have seen the show and or sat through all these spoilers that I did not fucking warn you about, have any thoughts? What do you think? What do you think overall? What'd you like about it? Was there anything you didn't like about it? Tell me, chat. Tell me. Tell me now. Do it. Quest, I need to head off in a bit. Need to catch up with some sleep after last night. Fuck yeah, you do, bro. Go to bed. Thanks for hanging so late, man. It's like 3:30 where you are, isn't it? Brooke, can't think of anything you didn't like about the animated series, honestly. Perfect animated show. Ray, haven't seen it yet, bro. You will though. Well, I'm sorry I spoiled the fuck out of it for you. However, I still think you're really going to enjoy it. So. It's fucking dope. It is so fucking fire. So, but yeah. Anything else, chat? Because we've been going at this a minute. My throat's starting to hurt. And there's some UFC fights that happened earlier I want to watch. Like, no cap. I want to watch some fucking fights. So, if unless you guys have like a whole pile of shit to say about X-Men 97, or there's any other, questions, concerns, things on your brains that you want to talk about, it's about the dipping times. Brooke says, excited about Mr. Sinister's future appearance. He's probably my favorite villain, but I like Apocalypse as well. Yeah, Sinister's dope. Actually, the only reason he's still around is because of Apocalypse. Actually, who found who? Did Apocalypse find Sinister? Wasn't he and Nathan also? I can't remember his. I don't remember a Sinister's government name. Gotta go get some sleep. All right, man. We'll see you later, David. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it. I don't remember Sinister's government name, but Apocalypse is the one who offered to teach him a shit ton about genetics and then turned him into what he is. So Apocalypse likes to change people into other shit, doesn't he? Made Mr. Sinister what he is, constantly changing mutants into the Four Horsemen. Apocalypse be fucking around like that. So, all right. Holy shit, I've been talking with the music that's loud this whole time. Why didn't anybody say something? Christ almighty, y'all been having a lot of sound clashing in your ears or barely able to hear me or what? I don't know what the hell was going on there, but my apologies. Anyway, all right, so that's it for tonight, folks. That's all I got. So if you did not leave a like on the way in, please leave one on the way out. Thank you for participating a lot in the chat. If you have any thoughts later, obviously come into the replay, let it run for a couple minutes so the view counts, and then leave some comments. If you were lurking or actually made it through this whole 2.5 hours of this stream on the replay, first of all, thank you. I really, really appreciate it, and it would be super helpful, if you also left a like and dropped some comments on the video. And why don't you just go ahead and hit subscribe, especially since if you made it this long, I know you're having fun. So hit subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know anytime I drop a video or go live like I am now. And yeah, come join the community. We have a lot of fucking fun here. So thank you, everybody, whether you were active in the chat or lurking. Ray, Sci-Fi Quest, David, Brooke, Rob, BDBGP, Stanley's. Am I missing anybody else? Alan was here for a hot minute, I think, at the beginning. That one dude. Justin was in here. Griff was here. Lewis Berry was here, or at least said hi. Thank you, Lewis. I think. The Sabersmith was in here for a hot second, too. Vito was here. And Alan was here. So, yep, that's it. So, thank you to all of you. And again, or anyone who was lurking. And thank you if you made it this far in the replay. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend or whatever point you're at. Have a great rest of your week. And remember, there's always a good time to be had, folks.